What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, spending a few minutes of your time here with me tonight. Tonight, I want to go over with you the trade I took today, Thursday, on the DJ30. All right. Now, I told the Discord this week that the setup that I'm looking for, okay, is a 10 o'clock reversal trade from the high or low of the day. Okay. I'm primarily looking for that on Wednesdays and on Fridays. Okay. But I'm also looking for session scalps. Okay. If I see this type of trade setting up, I'm going to take it. And that's exactly what happened today. All right. Now, here we're looking at an hourly chart on the DJ30. And I'm just showing you that we are still inside of last week's high and low range. All right. You can see that with the blue lines. All right. The red line is the previous week's closing price. Those are the three levels I have on my chart at the beginning of every single week. Okay, that's how I'm sort of tracking the market with these three objective price reference points. All right. And you can see, even though we are inside of the previous week's range, we haven't broken a weekly level. Okay. We have broken daily levels on the inside. Right? And so that's what I'm trying to show you with this slide. Here we're looking at a 5-minute chart just of today, Thursday. And the reason for this chart here, I'm trying to show you we have the current day's low put in place in the London, New York gap time. We have the current day's high put in place in the Tokyo session. And we have the high of the previous day being Wednesday right here. Right. So I just want you to be able to see those levels. Right. Train your eyes to move horizontally at the levels when we're looking for these trades, right? Okay, now let's look at the actual setup. So these are our three sessions. This is a well-engineered chart. This is a three-session setup. And I told you guys this all the time. I'm primarily trading the US indexes, right? These things don't even open until 9:30, so it makes sense for me to be looking for a trade 9:30 to 10:30 New York time, okay? That's the only time I'm looking at these markets to take a trade. And this week I was focusing specifically on 10 a.m. trades, all right? So on these indexes, it's a regular occurrence that we're going to see something like this. And this is that same notebook paper drawing that Stacey always shows us. Same shit, different day, right? So you can see where we have this narrow range. We're just bouncing up and down in this narrow range. And then when this market opens at 9:30, we have this spike to one side for a trade in the opposite direction. Okay. This might be our like a stop hunt or whatever, a bait, we're getting people to buy up high or whatever, and then we sell off. And this is what we're looking for, bro. Textbook type of shit. All right. And we're going to take a closer look here on the 1-minute chart to actually look at the setup or the entry. Okay. So here, right, we're looking at a pump and dump from the high of day to the low of day. This is a session scalp, 10 a.m. club, third hour trade setup and entry. All right. So here's our 9:30. As soon as 9:30 hits, we spike down here through these lows. We don't go through the current day's low, okay? But we do go through these previous lows. So this becomes our potential lower low on the inside, okay? This is our lower low on the inside. The lower low on the inside is the setup for the what? For the pump and dump, all right? So we put in that lower low on the inside. That becomes our anchor point of the pump and dump. We can target that level, which is exactly what I did today. So we put in that lower low, then we pump up. We pump up through the current day's high. What that tells me is that the high of the day is not in place yet. Why not? Because we're still going higher. We're still putting in higher highs. So the high of the day has not yet been put in place. Okay. It's possible that this market just continues to go higher all the way until the close of the day. But it's also possible, right? This is the final session of the day. We're going to be closing out for the day. So most of the time is already gone. So if there is going to be a high of the day locked in place, there's a high probability that it will occur in this timing window. Okay. So as soon as I see us break through here, the current day's high, I know that the high of the day has not yet been put in place, but it could be. Okay. We have a little pullback, then we burst forth again. We break the previous day's high. Okay. That is potentially triggering higher time frame buyers into this market. Okay. Breakout traders that are trading the daily chart. They might believe that this market's going to continue to break out and go higher because it broke that level. All right. Now, from older videos, we know smart money needs a sucker. Smart money, if we're setting up for a sell high scenario, needs someone who's willing to buy high on the opposite side of this trade. We want to see trapped volume or trapped traders on the other side of this market, right? On the wrong side. So when we come up here, we break through that level. Ooh, we might be triggering in the higher time frame traders, the daily time frame traders. This is important because we are trading daily time frame setups. We're not trying to trade 1 minute setups on a 1 minute chart. We're trading daily time frame setups. We're just tracking it and securing a precise entry on a 1 minute time frame, okay? Because we know exactly what we're looking for. All right. So now we break out of that level, pull back inside, we break out of it again. There's one, two pushes into that high of the day level. All right. Now, when I saw that, I started thinking to myself, okay, if the right things happen here, we might indeed be locking in the high of the day right here, right now. All right. Then after we push up this second time, we break down a little bit, pull back, and bam, there goes the trade. Okay, you can see this entire thing gets engulfed. Okay, so anyone who's buying up here, they're trapped. They're taken immediately into drawdown. Stop losses are potentially hit on the opposite side of the daily range. All right. So this is our three push pattern. When I saw this, I said, okay, I think the high of the day is being locked in place. And guess what time it is? This is 10 o'clock. Right? My entry right here was like 10:01 or 10:02. I was in the market for 11 and a half minutes, and I made everything I needed to make for the entire week on this one trade. Okay? Because I knew exactly what I was looking for. All right? I'm looking for 10 a.m. reversals from a market that's in breakout at the high or low of the day. All right. I knew exactly what I was looking for. I saw exactly what I was looking for. I secured my entry. My stop loss went above these structural highs. Okay. My target was that anchor point. Once this is taken out right here, once the low of the day is taken out, I don't know what this market's going to do. It could come down here and just range all day. It could come down here and then go right back up. It could continue to fall all day. And what eventually happened was that this market did indeed come down here, reverse, and then go even higher and break through this high before the day actually closed, right? So you never know. So I had my target in there. I was comfortable with leaving it there and not pushing it too far. I left a little runner in here, but I closed it when the low of the day was hit. Now, when we broke these wicks right here, you can see all these wicks to the downside. When we broke that level, I was pretty comfortable with this trade. Okay, so I tightened my stop a little bit, but not too much. When we broke this level right here, and you can see we broke it significantly. We didn't just come down here, wick through it, and then push back up. No, we broke through it. Boom, boom, two big candles. Okay, when that happened, my stop loss was at break even, all right? And I was free to walk away from this chart mentally, okay? I still sat there and I observed it. I watched it. I watched it take me out for the most part here. I left the runner in, okay? And I observed it, but I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't worried about it. You can see what a stress-free trade. We just dropped down, we even went, 12, 13 minutes of just a straight drop before we started doing all this wacky stuff over here. So this was a very easy, low stress, low thought type of trade. 10 a.m., 10 a.m. club. All right. And going forward, this is going to be a more permanent fixture in my trading. You're going to see a lot of these 10 a.m. clubs. I'm trying to prove a point to you. Okay. This is all you need to significantly compound your account. Okay. Now, I haven't been only trading the 10 a.m. setups. Okay. For the last 3 months or whatever. But with Stacey's setups in the last 3 months, I've been able to secure a positive 50% gain on my live account. For those of you who have been with me for a while, I was experimenting with the prop firms for a while, so I gave my live account a break. And then I figured, I had enough of the prop firms, bro. I did like 2 challenges or 3 challenges or something like that. Blew each one, like I blew the first one experimenting, trying to learn the rules and shit. And I blew the other ones, and then I was like, all right, I don't understand this. I'm doing something, something's a little wrong here. So I went back to my live account. I'm up 50% since I went back to the live account, bro. So I'm telling you, the focus is key. Know what setup you're looking for. Okay. Master your setup and don't trade anything else. All right. You still might lose a trade here and there due to like poor stop loss placement or a bad entry or just not trusting yourself or something like that. But master your setup. Only trade your setup. You are I can't say guaranteed, but it's very likely you will see improvement in your trading results if you can master one of Stacy's setups. This type of trade is one of the easiest for me to recognize because we're looking for very specific things. All right. We're looking for a market that has broken a daily or weekly level. Okay. Going into our session window. We're looking for a reversal at the high or the low of the day. We're looking for that entry precisely around 10 a.m. Okay. From 10 o'clock to 10:15, sometimes, maybe 10:30, but we're really looking for it right around 10 o'clock. Okay. This is a textbook example. Anyway, man, I appreciate all the love you guys have been showing the YouTube channel, the Discord server. It's been great having you guys around. I love watching people make progress, bro, making money. You know what I mean? It's been a good thing so far, right? But I appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.